And we're rolling.
Hello, big kitty. What are you doing? Hi. The big kitty always knows when we're getting ready to podcast, and he comes over. Hello, big boy. You're such a sweet boy. Yeah. Hello. We're going to talk about some shit today, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's trying to bite me. Go away. Okay, I didn't like that. Oh, I get what's up. He wants something. That's why we lure you here with starvation tactics. Anyway, hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Dylan.
Hey, good morning, Lee. How you doing
Whoa,
today?
look at you, man. You're like a rock star or some shit, man. You're like out of the blue.
I needed a little bit more UV protection. A lot of times I'm walking around LA and my eyes are always squinting.
You fucking got it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look authentic. You live on Hollywood Boulevard.
That's
so there
right.
you go, man.
That's
Fuck you.
right.
You look like you belong. You could live in Venice almost. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, hey, everybody. Yesterday, somebody asked, we've got to ask a few questions. Not a lot. We don't get a lot of questions, but since there's not a lot, we're able to read them sometimes, Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're bored. and someone asked about the helicopter story. They wanted to know how the equipment got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes by truck. The equipment never gets a helicopter ride. The roadies, you've heard the term roadies.
Right.
Yeah. The roadies, the equipment's already there. They get there way early. And
Nice. Well, that's convenient. Yeah.
yeah, everybody does. It isn't like the equipment shows up with you. Yeah, my equipment's behind me. No, we travel separate from the equipment.
I love imagining like loading up the amps into the helicopter and all the.
And then somebody asked if we talked to the doors on the plane. The answer is no. They went back and sat in the back. We were sitting in the front. It wasn't like a Kumbala event. It was like, get to Seattle, go to the thing. Anyway, there, I answered those questions. What else?
I think you had a couple of stories you wanted to tell today.
Oh, yeah, I want
correct?
to tell some stories, but I was thinking, what else? Wow. You look wild today. Did you stay up all night?
No, I was.
Partially?
I had a good drive yesterday. I took Wilshire Boulevard all the way to downtown just on a whim, and I was just looking at the buildings from a different angle, and I got kind of inspired driving through there, and then I was walking around the neighborhood.
That's pretty crazy.
Just, shopping around, saw these shades, and thought, whoa, cool.
Well, and you can appreciate that because you're an actual architect.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, architectural appreciation. We have it in abundance here at this channel.
That's right.
And somebody asked me, sometimes people say questions that's so funny. They'll ask a question like, and I even forgot about that shit. Like they asked me about when Ike and Tina Turner opened for me at I think it was Anaheim, that big place there, whatever.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Ike and Tina Turner.
Yeah.
For you?
That was so cool because in those days you could sort of dictate who got to open for you. So
wow.
I had all these different acts open for me that I'd always loved, So it was like, wow, how cool that I can get these people on these shows. But I remember Ike and Tina were up there, and Ike and Tina, that's a long time ago because she left Ike a long time ago. And they're up there doing their thing, and then they stop and then they bring out their new album. You got to understand, this is a stadium with 10,000 people in it. And they're up on a big ass stage way over here, and they're showing the audience their album. The album looks like smaller than your fingernail. You know what I mean? It's like, and they spent all this time telling everybody about their new album. It was
this tiny little
it was very funny. I liked it. That was before
hilarious.
Cameras were zooming in on shit. So
Right.
It was just like them out there in front of the audience holding up this little postage stamp. Anyway, it was really fun, and that was really funny.
That's amazing, man. That is incredible.
At that time, I had the same business manager, accountant's business manager as them.
Oh, really?
And so
Okay.
he used to tell me these amazing Ike Turner stories, which I won't repeat, but just they were classics, man. They were fucking classics. And I would get all the latest from him, because he was, my business manager at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. What else? Anyway, so yeah, when I played those shows, I got to have all these cool people.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And when I was coming up, I got to play with a lot of cool people. So it was like, it was like, that's the way it goes. Everybody is.
That's fucking spectacular.
Everybody's trying to, be around people they like their music. So
yeah.
Anyway, so I got all these cool people that got to. That was one of the best things about that period of it.
Yeah, I see.
It felt a little pressury at the height of my trip, which wasn't as high as a lot of people got naturally, but it still felt a certain amount of pressure. So
sure,
it was really, it was more fun opening for people.
Interesting.
Than headlining. How's that for a concept?
Oh, wow.
I found that less stressful and more fun.
Huh.
Plus, we had a set. They used to, they were shooting from the hip a lot of time at concerts, so
yeah,
they might tell you, okay, you can only play 25 minutes.
Wow.
And you think you're going to play 45 minutes or whatever, if you're an opening act.
Right.
And then they tell you, no, everything's late, blah, blah, because if they go over, it costs them thousands of dollars.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So they just tell you, no, you can only play 25 minutes. You go, okay. So our set, when I was an opening act, we only had a 25-minute set. And we told them, well, we want to do 20 and then an encore, and then and then we'll be off by 25. And so they said, okay. And that's what, so that's what we always did. No matter what we told them, we always just did a 20-minute set, and then we got a little encore, and then and that was good. So our whole set was designed around 25 minutes.
Yeah, I see. Interesting.
Like in our mind, it was very strategic.
Wow.
And that was really a lot of fun, because there was no pressure. If the audience wasn't huge, it wasn't our audience. We're the opening act, you know what I mean? So it's like there's no pressure. Like,
yeah.
If everything isn't perfect, who cares?
That's great. Yeah.
I'm the opening act. It's like being a little organ player kid in the background.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same kind of vibe. Like no pressure. It's way fun.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
This is fun. So I always liked that. I always liked opening for people because then not only that, you had a ringside seat. You're there in the wings watching the whole show, and you just go, fuck, this is the coolest. Seeing all these people up close playing. And
yeah.
Anyway, I used to love that shit.
That's great. Yeah, that's a fascinating insight for sure.
Hello.
I find that intriguing.
I'm sure a lot of people would agree,
Yeah.
When you're coming up, it's like more fun.
Yeah.
Because it's fun, kitty. Oh, it's kitty. I know what you're up to. You want to bite me. Go the fuck away. Go away, man.
The return of Orange.
Go away. Get away from me. I'm not going for it. Man, this cat is aggressive. I love it. It's just like having a tiger.
That's right. Like a little mini tiger.
Like a little miniature tiger. Look, I put my hand down. He comes right over to bite it, man. Fuck you. I don't have no hands. I'm the handless wonder here. Get away from me. Okay.
That's right.
This is funny. He doesn't do this all day, only when we do the podcast. Dylan can testify.
That's right. Yeah, I can absolutely vouch for that.
He's all cool all the time. Do the podcast. The second we do the podcast, he's up here trying to bite. He's going, I do not like the podcast.
Yeah.
I do not like the disruption.
It's peculiar. Really fascinating.
It's really weird, right? Because he's such a little sweetheart all the time.
Yeah.
But now he's like in the bite mode. Oh,
hey,
good. I'm
cat.
Safe now. Okay. What else was I going to tell you today? Let me look here. So I told you about I-Cantina.
You had a story about the shrine you were going to talk about?
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear about that.
This is a great story. Somebody asked if I remember the riot at the shrine. This is just an amazing story. The whole episode was an amazing story.
Yeah.
So I used to play with no shoes.
Yeah, that's right. Barefoot.
Okay.
Yep.
And my audience, a lot of my audience would come with no shoes.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, it was sort of like, there we were, a bunch of trashers on stage and in the audience, and so, here I'm pausing, thinking where I want to start on this story. So we're playing. Oh, so to start with, where the trouble really started was before the concert.
Okay.
The Shrine Auditorium had two sides. One was a big exposition hall that held thousands, and it was just a big flat, giant-ass building that was open. The other side was a real formal kind of place where they had award shows there and stuff. It had chandeliers. It was a big, beautiful place with really nice chairs. A nice place inside.
Yeah.
And so that's where this concert was. It was in the nice side. And they hadn't had, I think this was maybe the first concert they had the nice side, or the second or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But they were trying to, use that side of the building because it was, had seats and the whole deal. And so the audience shows up, and they won't let a lot of the kids in because they don't have shoes on.
Oh, shit.
Now, these kids had bought their tickets.
Yeah.
They're down there at the door, and they're telling them, no, you can't come in here. You got to dress like ladies and gentlemen. And this is the 60s, ladies and gentlemen. What are they fucking telling us? You know? And the guy was really weird about it. He was like really old-fashioned in his brain, you know, like it was like beyond comprehension. And so then finally that gets cleared up, and they let the people in. I mean, I wasn't personally involved in all this bullshit, but I was there and knew about it. So they let all the people in, you know, and it was just a big hassle. So already the vibe is bad before the concert even starts because the audience was having a hard. They just set the stage for weirdness. So I'm in there and we're starting to play our set, and this guy leaps up on stage and pulls out a knife.
Holy
True story.
Shit.
He pulls out a knife and he runs sort of towards me. I forget, somebody got in his way. And anyway, they got the guy off the stage, threw him back in the audience or drug him out. I don't know what happened to the guy, but that wasn't the big deal. That was no big deal. Shit, people jump on the stage all the time, you know?
Right.
Like the guy was gone. They took him. I didn't even think about it once he was gone, you know? Fuck it.
Yeah.
But the guy but all of a sudden, the power goes off and the lights come on the auditorium. And this old guy walks out on stage and he tells everybody, you have to sit down and act like ladies and gentlemen. He starts giving this fucking lecture to the audience. He's telling the audience that they can do this, you know. And
that's amazing.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm just sitting on my organ, and the guy's standing there out in front of us, telling the audience to behave. You have to behave, and he's telling them to fucking behave, you know. And so, and at the time, I live up in San Francisco in Mill Valley, which is north of San Francisco.
That's right.
But anyway, we're down in LA for the show, and this guy's telling everybody to behave. So everybody starts going nuts in there so then they turned the power back on I think they turned it back on for a second. I can't remember. But anyway, to make a long story short, the audience started going crazy and ripping up the seats, and they lit some of the seats on fire. And
holy shit.
It just sort of got out of hand, you know, and this guy provoked the whole thing, starting out on the street when he wouldn't let the people in. It just built and built and built. The guy jumps on the stage, the concert's interrupted, the whole show's. And so I see all this chaos going on, and I go, we're out of here. We just run out the door, hop in the car. They take us to the airport. We fly back to San Francisco. So we get back to Mill Valley, you know, it's much later. So we watched the news, right? Because the concert ended early because they cut the fucking thing off. I mean, it was just like a big.
Yeah.
We turn on the news and they're showing this riot at a concert in LA, and they got police cars flipped over on fire. I swear to God.
Holy shit.
And they're talking about this riot, and we're sitting there watching and go, wow, look at this. And then it dawns on us it's our concert. You know what I mean? At first when we were watching it, we didn't think it was our show, you know, because we were out of there before all that shit took place.
Right.
We were out and headed for the airport, and
hey, that looks familiar there.
And then we realized, oh fuck, that's us, you know. And so
that's hysterical.
So then the next night, a few days later, we were supposed to play in Phoenix and Denver and some other places, and the local police in all those places went around and they canceled all our concerts.
Really?
So all my shows were canceled because of the riot in LA, which I had nothing to do with.
Wow.
And so I think 2 days later, we're supposed to be in Phoenix. I got a call saying, yeah, they've canceled your show. I go, what do you mean they've canceled the show? I say, yeah, you're done. You can't go to Phoenix. The next thing you know, bang, you can't go to Denver. And it was just like bing, the whole Western thing that kind of zapped me. So I had to lay low, you know.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with me. And this guy provoked the whole thing because he started with the audience out in the street and telling them they couldn't come in because they didn't have shoes. And then everybody gets in there and he starts telling them to act like ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like a high school.
A bunch of hippies on acid.
Yeah.
With no shoes, but you fucking tell them to act like ladies and gentlemen for that's fucking crazy. And the guy was so corny. He was like beyond corny and lame. You know?
Right.
And anyway, that's my story of that show. So when you ask me if I remember the show at the Shrine, yeah, I remember it. I remember it. It really fucked with me. I had a bunch of shows canceled, and I was like,
yeah, that's rough.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to even play those cities ever again, but it blew over, you know. But
yeah. Did you play at other venues during that time, or did you go back to the studio?
No, we still played. We still kept carrying on whatever we were doing. I don't remember the exact schedule, but yeah, we were doing. It's just those cities that were close to LA.
Yeah, gotcha.
They all canceled me.
Gotcha.
You know, the Western United States, basically.
Gotcha. Well, hey, man, it's infamy, right? It's
Yeah, for like Andy Warhol said, for 15 minutes. Yeah. My moment of sorrow. No, anyway, it was funny. It was funny though, watching it and then realizing it was our concert where the cars were burning. I'm seeing the police cars burning. I go, wow, look at this. Look what's happening in LA. And I go, oh, fuck, that's our concert.
That's great.
Anyway, that was good. That was a good one. I don't know. There you go, folks. So we're answering our mail because we don't have anything else to say. It's either that or duh. Duh. Anyway, we could just sit here and go, duh.
Well, today was a great story day, Leo.
That's a pretty good story.
Stories.
Pretty good story. How long have we been doing this? I don't want to torture everybody. It's Friday.
Yeah, we're after 15 minutes now. I think we're approaching 16 minutes now.
16 minutes, everybody. I'm going to keep going for a few more minutes.
Cool, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember all that shit. So ask any questions you want, because right now we have, not that many people ask questions. So.
Yeah, we appreciate the questions and interactions from the viewers. Absolutely.
Yeah. Some of the stuff, you can react to everything, but I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to go through everything and click like, but we certainly do see them and appreciate them.
Oh, I'll have to ask Patrick. I can't remember that story. This story is good. Oh, well, I'll remember it. You're so connected with those glasses on. I feel like I'm talking to one of those aliens, that has the big eyes, and you can't.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't. It didn't feel bad. I felt like totally connected to you, but it's sort of funny. I was sort of like relating to you like.
It's cool. I feel like an X-Men wearing
like a
these.
Hybrid alien human thing.
I like them.
Yes. Wow. Let me look at my little list. Maybe I have something else I can tell you about. One time I saw Ike and Tina Turner at Gazzari's when I was like a little street kid kind of guy.
Okay.
And they were playing there. The place was fucking empty, man. And I went in there, and the guy let me in, and it was so weird. And they had this wheel that would spin around in front of a spotlight. It had a hole in it, and it would come around it, so it would make like a strobe effect, right? And the rest of it was solid.
Okay.
The wheel would spin around. It was this big clunky ass thing. And they had their whole little setup on the road, and they had all their little singers, and it was really like from the old days, you know what I mean? They were just up there.
Wow, yeah.
Hoofing it, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and it was so cool because you could just be this close to them. There was nobody there, and they were up there doing their set.
Right.
So I was
That's
just sitting
awesome.
there, fuck, I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's what I like also about living in LA, man. When you're a kid doing that kind of shit, when you're like, you can run into so many interesting people, like if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into music. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
well, there's all these people around here. Some of them are so inspired, man. You go, fuck. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I go listen to new releases every week.
Yeah.
I do, and some of the people are just crazy. They're just so inspired,
That's pretty cool. Yeah, fascinating.
I'm amazed, humbled by everyone's inspiration.
Yeah, I think it's a cool contrast with you and I, because I'm like stuck in the past. I listen to just all old shit.
Yeah, I ask you what you're listening to, and I want to vomit, but that's all right,
I love the 90s. I love 80s and 70s.
Well, that's cool. That's what that's why tribute bands are such a big deal now.
Right. There's still an audience. Absolutely.
Ricky's brother owns a club down in Orange County. They book a lot of tribute bands.
Okay.
And that's when they do the most business,
Wow.
which I can't imagine. But I didn't realize there's this whole world of tribute bands. And some of these guys, that's their career. And they'll be in one tribute band for a while, and then they'll switch tributes and join another tribute band.
Right.
But that's their groove, being in tribute bands. And
Yeah.
and they'll be whatever they have to be to get the gig,
Yeah.
I never realized what a big deal it was in clubs and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's huge.
I can't imagine it, to tell you the truth. But then I talk to you, and you're listening to the 90s shit, and I go, okay, maybe I can imagine it.
Yep.
I wonder, do people's wives drag them to that shit, or do they go themselves?
Oh, to the tribute band shows?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
You think it's the guys that go, or do their wives want to go?
That's funny as hell.
They used to want to fuck that guy, but look at him. Look how stooped over and fucked up he is now. Yeah, why do people want to see people? I would rather remember people than see them. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, what was it? Oh, I thought of a funny saying. Oh, never mind. It's crazy.
What do you mean, never mind? I got to hear it now.
No, I can't say. I'll tell you after we finish. I got to edit myself here. I got to be civilized.
Yeah. I was researching and watching some stuff on podcasting and YouTube videos, and they said it's good to end on a high note and not let it kind of fade out. It's just better to end stronger from what the data.
We're getting ready to end, everybody. We're getting ready to end. We're ending on a high note. High note. We love all of you. We love all of you. Yes. That's 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Poof, 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 poof. 3, 2, 1. High note. We're ending on a high note. We're trying it out. What do you think, everybody?
I think it's great. I love it.
High note. Ending on a high note. Okay. Bye, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Poof.